to Celebrity Catwalk. If you're catching us on Manhattan Neighborhood Network, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe so that you will not miss a single episode. So, as you can see, we have some incredible special guests with us tonight. We have Sophie from NYC Teens for Animals, a wonderful New York City tri-state area rescue group that specializes in rescuing cats and kittens. And tonight we have with us, I have Harry, and this is Raffi, and the beautiful, is that an orange tabby?
Yep, he's a little orange boy.
Orange boy is Rupert. And thank you so much, Sophie, for being here. Thank you for taking time. It's wonderful to have you. So I guess let's start. I kind of already know the answer to this, but for those who don't know, how did you get started in, I feel like you were literally born into the world of rescue.
Yes.
So please take us back and tell us how this all started.
Well, it started way back when my mom was pregnant with me. No, but sort of. Sort of. I always grew up with animals. My very first, I want to say, rescue that I helped with was, we had a lot of stray cats on our block when I was a kid. And, you know, from a young age, my mom was always very real and honest with me. You know, she was like, this takes money, you know. And obviously, I mean, I was a child, but I went and I got my piggy bank, and I was like, I want to help this cat. And I don't know, I don't remember exactly how much money I had in my piggy bank. It wasn't much, but my mom was like, okay, I'll put in the rest. And that was kind of the beginning.
And how many years has it been so far that you've been in rescue?
That I've been doing rescue. I started NYC Teens for Animals when I was 12. So I'm 21 now. How many years?
Almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Almost 10 years in the game. You've got you're an old lady at 22, and you've already got 10 years of rescue work under your belt. So please tell us about. It amazes me that people still think about getting animals from pet stores. They still don't understand the world of rescue and how important it is. I just had a friend who found a rescue cat and in her backyard, and because her family is afraid of cats and kittens, which I can't even wrap my brain around, but for whatever reason they're afraid, so they don't know what to do, how to trap them, how to keep them. I guess let's start with what a typical day in the world of rescue for you is, or is there a typical day? There probably isn't.
Well, usually a typical day involves getting up early in the morning, you know. I mean, I'm a full-time college student and I work, so I'm always up early to help my mom take care of everybody because we're kind of a team, we're in this together.
Yes.
So it starts with, you know, feeding everybody and scooping about, at least 7 litter boxes. You know, and that's like at least twice a day, you know, once before we leave the house and then once when we come back before bedtime. And, you know, that part of the routine is pretty usual. Every once in a while, somebody loves to throw a little wrench in the plans, you know, whether I'm crawling through a hole to grab some kittens or underneath a car to grab a cat. You know, it's always something. It's never a dull moment.
At NYC Teens for Animals, do you all deal with feral? And please, for those who don't know, please explain what feral cats are and what the best thing is to do to help them, if anything.
Definitely. Well, definitely trap, neuter, release, which is...
Trap, neuter, release, for those that don't know, is commonly referred to as TNR, which stands for trap, neuter, release. And that's an effort to cut down on the overpopulation of cats, basically in the world.
Yeah. I mean, everybody here has come from outside on the streets, you know. As you can see, he has an ear notch from when he was an outdoor cat, and he was TNR'd. So that's basically the way that they can tell if you, like, trap another cat in humane traps. You know, it's all very safe. You go out, you set up a trap with a food bait, the cat goes in, the door closes, you take them, they get their vet work done, they're fixed so that they can't produce any more kittens, and then unless they're like extra friendly, they're let back outside, which is honestly in a lot of cases where they're happier. Because
Right.
we've had some cases, and it's always sad to let them go again, but where they get worse when they're inside because they're so used to being outdoors that they don't want anything to do with being inside with people.
Okay, so there are some cats out there who are better off being outdoors.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Okay. But all of these cats here, and all of these cats, by the way, are available for adoption through NYC Teens for Animals. You can find them everywhere on Instagram, on Facebook. You can reach out to them anywhere. They are all available. And would you say about 95% of your cats come from, they were once on the streets, if you will?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even the ones that come from municipal shelters like Raffi and Rupert. Rupert came from Newark and Raffi came from New York ACC. Were both found outside. Rupert was found eating out of a dumpster.
Oh my goodness. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
I know.
What would you say are some of the common misconceptions about rescue? Are there any, or things that you wish people knew, things that
I wish people knew a lot of the times, because, a lot of people will say to you, well, what about the people? Don't you care about, like, people's issues and everything? Is that a lot of the animal rescuers and people I know are, like, some of the biggest humanitarians just in general, And, it starts with being nice to animals,
Absolutely. A voice for the voiceless. My answer when people say, what about the people, is when we start euthanizing people due to lack of space, then we can really be concerned. But we're euthanizing animals due to lack of space.
Oh, definitely.
So that to me is an issue. Now, please tell me about, because Harry, who I'm holding, is a special case.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't consider him special needs because he's a fairly active kitten, even with his cage rest. Like, he's not allowed out to play with the other cats. He's got to stay in his own little space, although that doesn't stop him from climbing up the side.
I see Harry has already been very active. So Harry is recovering from 2 broken...
femurs, fractured femurs.
Fractured femurs.
We brought him for a surgical consultation, and it ends up that they couldn't do anything surgically to fix it. So it's kind of just letting him heal because they were already fused. So they would have had to go in and re-break everything, but they don't seem to be giving him much trouble, his legs.
Okay.
He was found in one of our friends' backyards underneath some, like, boards of wood.
Wow.
And he's a normal, healthy kitten otherwise. He's just healing.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. About how many cats come through NYC Teens for Animals, can you say? Or too many to mention?
I want to say about at least 100 a year, definitely. We've been, especially since we went nonprofit about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Our 4th annual fundraiser is actually coming up.
Oh, okay.
That's how I could keep track of it.
Yes.
The numbers have gone up a lot. Every year, it's like there's more.
So do you see the problem, is it getting better, or you're seeing more and more it's not getting any better in terms of rescue and controlling unwanted pets?
Honestly, as much as I'd like to say it's getting better, I'd say it's pretty much about the same. Definitely. I mean, sure, there are lots more people that are more educated these days, There are so many different rescue groups out there, and, we're all doing our best. But it's just the system is so oversaturated with animals, and it doesn't seem to be stopping,
How, is there a way to stop it?
It's spay and neuter, really. People who want to breed their pets, oh, well, my cat had a litter of kittens. Like, no, we don't need them.
I know, it always kills me when a dog or a cat owner says, well, I want them to have one litter. I want them to experience, having 1 litter of kittens or 1 litter of cats. Why? What
I know,
for?
it's unnecessary. It's like, I want my kids to experience the miracle of life. No, they don't need to. It's okay.
Exactly.
Watch a YouTube video.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. Go to your local humane society
Definitely.
or ASPCA or Animal Care and Control Center. I know it has a different name in every municipality, but go to whatever is the local pound in your neck of the woods if you want to experience the miracle and the circle of life, because there are kittens and young cats everywhere.
Well, also granted, speaking about animal care centers of New York, Animal Care and Control, for those that don't know that those are the same thing. As far as things getting better, I know that their rates of animals that get put down are significantly lower than they've been. Like, they're at the lowest. They have a very, very high live release rate of animals that come out alive.
Okay.
And, you know, it's really, for them, I think, it's a misconception that a lot of people have that it's really a last resort when they put animals to sleep. It's like animals that have severe medical issues and animals that have severe behavioral issues. You know, it's a common misconception.
Yes, yes. Okay, that's comforting to hear. So in terms of that, you've seen a drop in our cities, in the New York City Animal Care and Control, but just overall.
But even still, there are just so many coming in, you know.
Incredible, incredible. What are your plans for NYC Teens for Animals for 2020? Any resolutions, if you will, or goals or plans?
That's an interesting question. Resolutions?
I don't know. You know, I'm
personally
still...
to be more organized, because it's very, very stressful running an animal rescue. You know, there's a lot of paperwork involved, of course, you know. It's just a lot of work. But I love it, though. I love these guys.
I don't think people realize the amount of work involved. I don't think anyone realizes.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know, that's cute. You get to play with kittens all day.
Right.
No, especially because we specialize in medical cases.
Yes.
Raffi had extreme skin allergies. He was pulling out his hair. He had what's called like a rodent ulcer. So like his lip had a kind of like growth from an allergic reaction that's now healed. He had a full mouth dentistry. You know, all his teeth were pulled.
Wow.
Rupert with his, not Rupert, Harry with his fractured femurs.
Yes.
Rupert was treated for ringworm and was quarantined in our bathroom for a long time. So, you know, it's a lot of work, especially running medical specific cases.
Medical specific cases. Now, with no teeth, what is Raffi eating?
Well, since his procedure happened about a week and a half ago, he's eating wet food with no problem. He is ravenous. Honestly, he will steal
Raffi, you're
any
a man.
cat's food.
You're a man after my own heart. I love it. I love a fellow foodie.
And once his mouth heals a little bit more and the stitches dissolve, he can go back to eating regular dry food.
Oh.
Yeah.
So no teeth hasn't stopped him at all. He's not missing a beat. I love it. Raffi, you're a man after my own heart. Absolutely. So please walk us through a typical day in terms of the process of, I see a cat on the NYC Teens for Animals Facebook page or Instagram that I want. What happens next?
Well, what happens next is you would fill out an application, which there's a link to via our website, nycteensforanimals.com. You would fill that out, provide us with 3 references, 2 personal, 1 vet, especially if you've had pets before. Please don't leave that blank. We've had a lot of people that do, and you know, we always have to call them up and be like, you know, has your pet been to the vet? Because that's like a major thing. We will check the references, check your vet reference. If everything checks out, then we will be in contact with you to do like an informal home visit, just to make sure that you have screens in your windows, everything like that. And then there's a $125 adoption fee, which covers, obviously, all our animals are completely vetted. You know, that's really, like, it's a fraction of
And
what
people don't, let's unpack that a little bit, please, because I don't think people realize that. I think people equate rescue with free. And they don't, and I'm sure you've gotten this more times than we even need to get into. But why is there a fee? And please compare that fee. Let's weigh that $125 fee to how much you have spent vetting
Oh,
and
definitely.
so please break that down a little bit for us.
I mean, especially with our cases, like we've had cats that have come in with 2 broken legs and have needed to have orthopedic surgery. Not him, but another case in our past, Pepe. And those surgeries it's at least $1,000. I mean, his dentistry was at least $1,000. I'm not 100% sure of what it is off the top of my head. So 125 barely covers spaying and neutering and vaccinations. So, you know, for people who don't realize the cost of the medical care that goes into keeping these animals healthy and making them healthy again.
Oh, yes, Harry, you are adorable. Yes, so for people don't realize that, and this goes across the board, people, in terms of rescue.
Oh, and they're all microchipped also.
See that, so I would say 99% of the time in rescue, the animals that you are rescuing, be it cat, dog, what have you, they are going to be spayed and neutered. If they're too young to be spayed and neutered, most times, correct me if I'm wrong, the rescue is keeping very much in contact with you and bringing you back.
We personally don't do that. Our animals are not adopted out until they're spayed or neutered.
There it is.
We will take pre-applications for cats like Harry, who is not fixed yet and he's not healed yet, so that once he's ready, you can adopt him. But we personally...
So you're not even adopting them out until they're spayed or neutered?
Definitely not.
Got you. Okay. Okay. So go on, please. I'm sorry, I cut you off. So...
well, that's pretty much about it. There's a $125 adoption fee. We do the home visit when we drop them off. So it's not, you know,
don't have to make multiple trips.
Make it as easy as possible.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
Has there ever been a case where you have dropped a cat off and had to do the proverbial U-turn and come right around and not leave the cat there?
Maybe.
That's good that you have to think hard.
Usually we also do foster to adopt, which is where they'll, you know, fill out our foster contract. They won't pay the adoption fee right away. You know, to kind of see if it's a good fit. Like if they have another cat, to make sure that they're both getting along. If the cat is one of our shyer cats, to make sure that everything is going well and the cat is adjusting well to being in a new environment. So we do that to avoid having to make the proverbial U-turn.
Gotcha. So you've never had to kind of put one foot in the door, then go, oh no, okay, we're leaving now.
Yeah.
That's good. Excellent. Do you take a moratorium, if you will, around the holidays? Because I know that lots of rescues try to really encourage people to not make pets holiday gifts.
Us personally,
how does that work for you, or is that a factor?
We're very small. We're foster-based. We don't have a facility. So I don't think we experience like a super high spike in our adoption rates around the holidays.
Good.
It's pretty much the same as like any other time of year.
Okay.
Granted, sometimes I think we might get more applications that fall through around that time of year. Like you'll get people that contact you saying, oh, I'm interested, and then you never hear back from them, or it's like, you know, well, we went out and adopted somewhere else because they like wanted it like right away.
Okay.
So they like went to animal care and control, and
good.
you know, which is good.
Right,
It's
we
good.
like that. We like that. Yes. Excellent. So please tell us what's on the docket for 2020 in terms of NYC Teens for Animals. Any projects you've got going on? You mentioned your fundraiser. Tell us a little about that.
Oh, definitely. Our fundraiser is Sunday, June 7th.
Oh.
You could find the link to the event on our Facebook, and I think it might also be on our website, but I'm not 100% sure. If it's not, we'll be putting it up on there. The tickets are $60 they're $50 until April, and then they go up to $60. There will be a full buffet, vegan options for those of you out there who don't eat meat. Raffle prizes, you know, the whole shebang. It's a lot of fun.
Nice. Very, very nice. And so now that you guys are a 501c3 nonprofit, does that mean that you run solely on donations?
Yes.
So you and really your adoption fee doesn't really scratch the surface.
Yeah, I mean, we also do like periodic fundraisers and things for when, you know, funds end up running low because adoption fees really don't cover very much of that.
Amen.
But 100% of the adoption fees is tax deductible, and all of it goes back into the vet care for the animals.
Absolutely. Do you have a vet? Do you have one vet that you use, or
Yes.
multiple vets?
No, well, for specialty surgeries, we've used AMC to the rescue because they have an awesome program where they will essentially give you free vet care. You fill out their application for special rescue cases. As a matter of fact, we have a cat that's going in for, we think he has a polyp in his like sinus area because he snorts and wheezes and that kind of
Yes.
stuff. So he's going in next week to AMC for that. We also use Dr. Thomas Infernuso for our orthopedic cases. But our normal vet that we use for like literally everything else, dentistries, x-rays, spay neuter, is Faithful Friends Animal Hospital in Brooklyn. I've known Dr. Jill Caruso since I was like 5, and I work there also.
Oh, okay. Excellent, excellent. So do you think that, have you found that vets are amenable to rescue, to helping, because I'm sure, especially in New York City, I can tell you from experience, my vet bills have been more than any medical bill that I have even incurred for myself.
A lot. Some are not really, they're small practices that aren't really equipped to do large-scale rescue work, but Dr. Jill in particular does work with a lot of rescues, dog rescues, cat rescues, TNR. She does a lot of amazing work.
That's wonderful. We'll have to get her on the show. That would be incredible, incredible. And any more goals for 2020 in terms of, are you guys taking in more cats? Do you find yourself taking in more cats weekly, daily, monthly?
Monthly. I wouldn't say weekly or daily. But yeah, definitely. It's always, like just when you think like you've cleared house, suddenly an influx of like 5 new cases come in.
So is it working that as you are adopting them out, you're getting more?
Yes.
And do you try, if you adopt 5 out, are you then trying to replenish with 5? It probably is never that formulaic.
Sometimes it depends on the time of year, the month, like during kitten season, which is coming up, the spring.
Oh.
Granted, there are cats outside having kittens all around the year, but kitten season is especially in the spring where you see like an influx of people picking up kittens off the street and bringing them in. And, a lot of times they're like bottle babies and they're like little.
Oh, So what's your inventory like right now, if you will? Are there a lot of cats at home waiting to be adopted, or are you all kind of running low?
These 3 are in my house right now.
Yes.
But, sorry, not counting them, we have 4 other fosters.
Okay.
That are up for adoption in our house alone. We're very small. We pretty much have like 2 or 3 foster homes. Okay. So most of them are in my house. We have another cat, Xander, who's up for adoption with our foster Michelle, who does all of our fundraising stuff.
Okay, very good. So you're kind of bracing yourself for kitten season, which luckily, because I'm in the Midtown Manhattan area, I do not see any, and I think that's also a misconception, is that because so many New Yorkers were riding the train, we're walking through Midtown, we're not stumbling upon any cats. But of course, as you get into the outer boroughs.
Yes, because we're located in Brooklyn, and there is a colony of cats on pretty much every block.
Oh my goodness, I had no idea.
They're everywhere.
Oh, people, we gotta do something.
I know, I'm a huge supporter of TNR. I love to encourage people to do that. And
How can people learn more about that? Can you offer up any, because I don't think the average person even knows what trap neuter release is.
Definitely Googling it. There are like Stray Cat Alliance and the Mayor's Alliance for Animals has a lot of information about TNR. They have classes where they'll teach you how to become TNR certified, and they'll teach you how to use a trap. I'm pretty sure the ASPCA loans out traps, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So, I mean, anybody who really wants to help these cats has a way to learn.
There's access. There's a way to do it. Okay. And there are places, like you said, where you can actually borrow the traps.
Yes, definitely.
To do it and then return them. So you don't have to go out and think that you have to buy a bunch of expensive traps in order to do TNR. You don't have to do that. And can you recommend any vets? Because, of course, do you know offhand of any programs that work with TNRs? Because, of course, neutering a bunch of cats is going to set someone back.
Yeah, definitely.
Financially.
The ASPCA also runs a spay-neuter clinic, but that you do have to be, I think, TNR certified for, so it's definitely helpful to be certified.
To be certified, okay.
I'm actually not, though. I've been doing this for years and years, and I just haven't gotten certified because my vet at Faithful Friends gives us a great TNR discount. So we usually just bring them all there, or we were bringing them to Ferals in Peril. Are they still doing TNR?
Ferals in Peril.
Did they still run that program?
Ferals in Peril.
Toby Project, that's what it's called.
Toby Project,
yes.
Okay, yes. And that's TOBY.
Yes.
For those that want to look that up.
They do low-cost spay and neuter.
Good to know, good to know. So there are resources out there. You don't have to think, funds is never an excuse for not spaying or neutering your pet. You know, people shouldn't think that.
I mean, like it's very easy to pick up a friendly kitten off the street. But what these people don't realize is that the mother of that kitten is just going to be pregnant again, and the cycle just keeps going, and you really have to nip it in the bud.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, folks, to learn more and to get involved with NYC Teens for Animals, you can find them on Instagram, you can find them on Facebook, you can go to their website. Be sure to go to their event in June 7th.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
Be sure to follow them on Instagram. Be sure to check them out. These babies are up for adoption along with many others. And you can learn more and just become more responsible, more humane, and a wonderful pet owner. Thank you very much, Sophie. You'll have to come back again soon with
hopefully.
Yes,
and all these guys are on our Pet Finder. Which, the link to that is on our website.
Excellent. So you can also learn more about these babies on petfinder.com, and NYC Teens for Animals is a part. You're synced with Pet Finder. So. Yes. Go to petfinder.com, and you can also find NYC Teens for Animals, or you can go directly to the NYC Teens for Animals page. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us on Manhattan Neighborhood Network, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.